Game design. Bloodborne. Grow home. Her story.
Yeah, that's me. But February, I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Lovers in a dangerous space-time. Rocket League. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt.
The BAFTA for game design goes to Bloodborne.
I'd just like to thank Hidetaka Miyazaki, who's the game director. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it out here tonight. He's literally like the busiest man we know. He's also the CEO of the very, very talented studio From Software. And as you all know, they just, they've wrapped up work on Dark Souls 3, and I think it's coming out here next week, which is also available to play on PlayStation 4. Last time I checked, PS4 was still the best place to play. And also, just like to thank these two guys here, Yamagiwa-san and Toriyama-san, who's joining me tonight, and all the people back in Sony Japan studio, all our colleagues in America, Europe, and of course here in the UK, and all their friends and families. Without them, this game couldn't have been possible. And last but not least, all the fans and all the Bloodborne players watching, all the passion and the love of this game, and since it's been out, it's been incredible, and it makes all those very, very long days and nights and the countless hours that we all put into it so worthwhile. So thank you very much.
So Bloodborne has just won the BAFTA for game design, very well deserved, so congratulations on that. There have been some people who've said that the design, it's incredible. It may almost be too difficult for some people. Is that something that you would go along with? Is its difficulty justified?
Yes, I think it is. I think if it's not as difficult as it is, I think we'll be disappointing a lot of people out there. I know some people said it's kind of easier than they expected, but there's probably not many of them out there. But one of the things was that just to make it hard enough, so when you do accomplish, like when you beat a boss or when you get past a certain part of a state, like an area, you get that, real great sense of achievement.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
And I hope on Bloodborne as well, it's been just as rewarding to get through the game.
The thing I really love about Bloodborne is, and it was one of my favorite games of the last year, is that it felt like a Souls game, obviously, but there were just so many tiny little changes that made the combat, in particular, completely different. Like it was a more offensive-led game. There were so many beautiful little touches to it. But how did you make it feel different enough, I guess?
I would totally be speaking on behalf of some
Sure.
of the very talented guys back From Software in Japan. But I think it was always a direction to offer something that was different from Dark Souls, but keeping that kind of core sensibility, if that makes any sense. But so one of the first things that was kind of an area to look into was the combat system, and we, this time it was much more fast-paced with an inclusion of firearms.
Yes.
We did have a bow in the DLC eventually, but the idea was for the you and your enemies or opponents to kind of clash against each other, and sometimes more offense was your best form of staying alive and surviving. So I think that thrill you get from the fast-paced action, all the dodging, there's not much blocking involved. That kind of heightened the senses, and it kind of ties in with the story of, you're collecting blood echoes after a bloody battle, and I think From Software has really nailed that.
So, I'm a die-hard football fan, and I don't mean the NFL. So to be in this category with these other games at this echelon is, I don't even know what to say. It's incredible. Thank you very much. I love it.